Well, it's not technically a new home.
I guess it's technically not a new home, but it still is a new home since he got traded.
Last year.
End of last year.
This guy. And that's how we normally go over these things before the shows. Name code Dustin here with Fantasy Smack Talk. And this shows we're going to be going over all of our shooting guards. So this year we're going to do a little differently. We're just going to highlight a few people in each tier, but all the rankings will still be behind us. Sound effects. Hi, Product Studio here.
That was a nice sound effect. So tier 1, you don't got to go into a lot of explaining. But the guy I was going to talk about, the guy that we were just talking about before the show, Monte Ellis, who is in a new home with the Bucks. He got traded there at the end of last year.
Yes.
He's on a new team, new home. End of last year he got traded. He was asked to do a lot for him at the end of last year. He's going to be asked to do a lot for him this year. If he can stay healthy, he's going to be a great fantasy player.
All right, tier 2, I'm going to highlight a couple people. The first one's Klay Thompson. With the departure of Ellis, Thompson just blew up. That's why they dealt him. We think he's primed for a huge season. Then at number 6, we got Joe Johnson, new home in New Jersey. You know, he might not be the exact same scorer that he was because there are more pieces out there, but he is going to have to do a lot, and he's got a great point guard now on his team, so we think his percentages actually do increase. Should be getting some more open looks. And then at number 8, soft in my heart, I love me some Eric Gordon. For the love of God, just play. When he did play all 9 games last year, he averaged over 20 points. He's clearly a risk-reward type player. If he plays a full season, I think he's going to be great, but that's a big if.
Brent loves him some
I do love Eric Gordon.
Tier 3, not a ton of people in this tier, but OJ Mayo's a guy to definitely keep an eye on. You know, he's been ranked really high in a lot of rankings. You know, we kind of understand. We think he might be going a little too high, but we didn't quite put him on our bus show because the upside's definitely there. But he's really just a scorer. He doesn't do a ton else, but he's going to have a lot of shot opportunities. And then the last guy in this tier, Kevin Martin, Mr. Glass. Same story with him every year. If he can stay healthy, he's going to be about 20-point scorer.
All right, tier 4, we're going to start with the guy that we really liked last year that played okay, and we're hoping that does better this year even. That's Paul George with the Pacers. We have him ranked number 15. You know, this is a lanky guy. He's got a decent shot. He's got all the tools. Hopefully he puts them together and has a productive year. And then at number 20, we wanted to talk about Dion Waiters, the rookie out there with Cleveland. You know, it looks like he's going to be the starting 2 guard. There's a lot of young pieces around there. This guy is a pure scorer. Where hopefully a lot of the attention is going to be pulled away because Kyrie Irving's going to demand a lot of it. So we do like him as a late gamble. You know, rookies we don't hate on as much as we used to.
I'd love to know the average age of that team.
Oh my God.
Probably like 19 and a half. Tier 5 starts off with Ginobili. We might be hating on him a little too much, but statement on Ginobili, putting him down this far, he's not worth drafting in my opinion unless he goes super late. You know, he's going to get rested a lot. He's not going to be asked to do as much as he did in the past. Not liking Ginobili. And one other guy to talk about, Jordan Crawford. He's an interesting player. He can score, but man, is he frustrating to watch sometimes. I just asked this guy who's a Bullets fan. But Beal's out there now, so obviously there's going to be some competition there. But whoever wins that job is going to have value because they're going to look at that position to score. That shooting guard, whoever's going to wins that job with Wizards is going to score a ton.
Great segue into 6, and I'm going to start with Beal because for the love of God, I hope that Whitman is going to end up starting this guy over Crawford. Crawford takes so many terrible shots. And Beal, I loved. I was so happy when he slipped to the Bullets in the draft. This kid, the great thing about him, he got a ton of boards in college. A la like how Dwayne Wade used to. He's got a shot kind of compared to Ray Allen. Just saying. Love me, Beal. But again, late pick. And then the next guy I'm going to be talking about is a guy that I hate now, and that's Brandon Roy. Oh, God, I hate him. He screwed me. I should have drafted Derrick Rose that year. But either way, I blame him and his knees that weren't an issue. Then they were, now they're not. Either way, they were an issue last year, clearly, because he retired. He's back now with Minnesota. He's getting way overdrafted. People panicking in like middle to late middle rounds. Seeing Brandon Roy and go, oh, I got to take him. He is not a 25, 5-5 guy anymore. He's going to be lucky to see 20 minutes a game.
I don't think Brent likes Brandon Roy.
No.
And the last tier, you know, obviously you're digging deep at this point, but the one guy I want to talk about is Billups. He's out there at the Clippers. You know, when he was out on the court last year, he played pretty well. You know, he's got a lot of talent around him. If he can't stay healthy, it's crowded out there, but he is still a guy that's worth a late round look. You know, don't go crazy over him, but if somehow he can stay healthy for the whole year.
He's not slated to be back to start the year. It's looking more like a early December, or who knows, it could end up being a late December timeframe. So keep that.
Latest reports, though, were somewhat promising that it might be a little earlier. But yeah, definitely the injury stuff as well. But that's our shooting guards. Check out all our other tiers and rankings.
The full list of rankings is on FantasySmackTalk.com. So if you go to that, you can go to those rankings. But of course, we just highlight a few of the guys here.